This is a pumpkin. This is many pumpkins. And today we're going to learn how to carve a pumpkin. Before you do anything, you need the right supplies. You'll need a tablecloth for the mess, a serrated knife, a bowl or something to put the pumpkin guts in, a spoon to scoop out said guts, a Sharpie, and something to light up the pumpkin. The first step is to cut a hole in the pumpkin to be able to scoop out the pumpkin innards. It doesn't matter where the hole is cut at as long as you can scoop out the insides. The second step is, as you might have guessed it, to scoop out the pumpkin guts. After that, you can use a Sharpie or a stencil to draw out your design. The third step is to cut out your design. After cutting out your design, all you have to do is add a light to the pumpkin and watch it glow. Now, after learning the most common way to carve a pumpkin, let's look into more alternative methods. For the drill method, you'll need a Sharpie and a drill. If you want to skip carving out the pumpkin, that's okay. I just thought that it was easier whenever I was testing it out to go ahead and carve out the pumpkin. The next step is to draw out the design. Then all you have to do is drill into the pumpkin and clean up the edges. All I could find for this was a really big drill bit, but if you only had small ones, that's okay too, it just might take a little bit more planning. The only thing left is to add a light to the pumpkin, and it's complete. For the cookie cutter method, you'll need a hammer and some cookie cutters. This one is exactly how it seems. You take a cookie cutter, hold it up to the pumpkin, then you use the hammer to hammer it in. Whether you carve out the pumpkin first or after doesn't matter much, but through our testing we figured out that carving the pumpkin first was way easier. After you finish cleaning up the edges, just add a light to complete the pumpkin. For the painting method, you'll need acrylic paint and paintbrushes. It is up to you if you want to carve out the pumpkin or not, but you will lose space if you do. Other than that, this method consists of just painting the pumpkin in whatever kind of style you want. To show this one off though, it might be easier if you put a candle next to it or use a flashlight to get a good picture. So the final method that I will include is not something that was necessarily planned. We just kind of had some swords, laying around, and we decided to destroy the extra pumpkin. Then we taped it back together with duct tape, and we drew a face. Finally, we added a little candle to complete the look. Okay, so now that you have finished decorating your pumpkin, you probably have way too much of the pumpkin guts. Luckily, I have thought of a couple ways to not waste the seeds. The first idea is to use the seeds to further decorate the pumpkin. Secondly, you could cook the seeds to make into a stack. Thirdly, you could also just put the seeds in a compost bin or throw them in the yard for the animals to take care of.